Hold on to your hats, folks, because the United States just dropped a tariff bomb on the global economy. On April 2, 2025, President Trump unleashed a wave of new tariffs, sending shockwaves through international markets. Citing unfair trade practices and massive trade deficits, the U.S. has implemented a baseline 10% tariff on almost everything imported from most countries. This is on top of existing tariffs and a whole bunch of new country-specific tariffs. Buckle up because things are about to get bumpy. This isn't just some small potatoes trade spat. We're talking about a full-blown tariff war that could have serious consequences for everyone. From cars to computers, clothes to coffee, get ready to pay more for just about everything. And it's not just consumers who are feeling the heat. Businesses, investors, and entire economies are bracing for impact. So, what exactly are these tariffs? Who do they target, and what do they mean for you? Let's break it down. The US didn't hold back, slapping tariffs on some of its biggest trading partners. China, already feeling the burn from previous tariffs, got hit with an additional 34% tariff, bringing the total to a whopping 54%. Vietnam got slapped with a 46% tariff, Japan, 24%, and South Korea, 25%. Even our European allies are feeling the pain. The European Union as a whole is facing a 20% tariff, while Switzerland got hit with a 31% tariff. The UK, still reeling from Brexit, got off relatively easy with a 10% tariff. Canada and Mexico, our neighbors to the north and south, are currently exempt from these new tariffs under the USMCA trade agreement. However, if they want to keep those exemptions, they'll have to play ball on other trade issues. Australia, meanwhile, is in the doghouse over a ban on US beef imports. These tariffs are creating a whole lot of uncertainty and tension on the global stage. Countries are scrambling to respond, with some threatening retaliation and others desperately trying to negotiate. It's not just entire countries feeling the squeeze. The US also imposed tariffs on specific products targeting key industries around the world. One of the hardest hit sectors is the automotive industry. A 25% tariff on nearly all imported cars and auto parts kicked in on April 3rd. That means if you're thinking about buying a foreign car, get ready to shell out some serious cash. The steel and aluminum industries, already subject to a 25% global tariff since March, are bracing for more pain. These tariffs are already driving up costs for manufacturers and consumers alike, and the new round of tariffs is only going to make things worse. And that's not all. The US is also cracking down on online shoppers with a new tariff on low-value goods imported from China. Starting May 2nd, that $20 phone case you ordered from AliExpress could end up costing you a lot more. Section 4. Market Impacts, a Sea of Red. The reaction from the markets was swift and brutal. US stock futures plunged overnight, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeting by 2.3%, the S&P 500 tanking 3.4%, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite nosediving 4.2%. Ouch! Multinational companies with global supply chains like Nike, Apple, and Tesla are feeling the heat as tariffs eat into their profits. Retailers like Walmart and Target, who rely heavily on imported goods, are also bracing for impact. The automotive industry is particularly vulnerable, with experts predicting that the new tariffs could add anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 to the price of a new car. This could lead to a 30% drop in car sales, forcing automakers to cut production and jobs. And as the cost of imported goods rises, so too will inflation. This will hit lower-income households the hardest, as they spend a larger portion of their income on essential goods and services. The International Monetary Fund has warned that these tariffs could shave 0.6% off global GDP growth in 2025, and the long-term damage could be even worse. Some economists estimate that the tariffs could cost the U.S. economy as much as $80 billion to $110 billion annually in lost economic output. Section 5. Long-term impacts riding the crypto wave. So what does all this mean for the future? Well, it's still too early to say for sure, but one thing is certain: the global economy is in for a bumpy ride. The tariffs could lead to a prolonged trade war, with countries retaliating against each other and further disrupting global trade. Some analysts believe that the tariffs could actually benefit the U.S. economy in the long run by encouraging domestic production and creating jobs. However, others argue that the costs of the tariffs far outweigh any potential benefits. One interesting side effect of all this uncertainty is the potential impact on the cryptocurrency market. As investors become more risk-averse, they may turn to cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin as a safe haven asset. This could drive up demand and push prices higher. However, increased government scrutiny of the cryptocurrency market could offset these gains. Governments around the world are already grappling with how to regulate cryptocurrencies, and the tariffs could give them even more reason to crack down. Only time will tell how this all plays out. But one thing is for sure. The global economy is at a crossroads, and the decisions made in the coming months and years will have far-reaching consequences.